What secret can you reveal now that your NDA has expired? I worked for a major airline, and when your flight is delayed due to mechanical issues, it's sometimes just because they oversold and need time to figure out who to bump. The plane is fine, the math just isn't working, and they need an excuse that won't make people riot at the gate. Elsevier, the company that makes a lot of the compulsory textbooks for university, commissioned scientists to develop a new bookbinding glue designed to fail after 3 years, because they hated that there was a second-hand market. Weird, the bindings on ebooks from Library Genesis never break down. Not that you should use that website, since piracy is bad, but it does give free access to a lot of textbooks that you'd normally have to buy from predatory companies who specialize in taking advantage of broke college students. Edit. Typo.
Job centers in the UK used to have a points-based system for getting people into work. You'd get more points based on the client's gender, ethnicity, and whether they had any disabilities. Edit. This is blown up, so I'll clarify. A healthy white male was worth 1 point. A disabled ethnic female was worth 12 points. Another edit. I just wanted to make it clear that I believe there should be zero discrimination at all across the board. We do, however, live in an imperfect world.
Some Lowe's stores haven't cleaned their AC units in 20 years, and you breathe mold every time you shop there. I think this is true of a lot, like maybe not most, but close, of different buildings. I've worked on a lot of buildings and seen a lot of absolutely filthy, clogged, half-caved-in filters. I wrote the first panoramic photo stitching algorithm native to the iPhone. I sold it to Microsoft in 2008, and they used it to power their app called Photosynth. I sold the whole codebase and patent for $75,000. I used that money to purchase most of a house. First was a marine cabinet maker and worked on super yachts. I can tell you all the hidden compartments I built into things to store weapons, money, valuables, and so on, mainly used when transiting or near places with pirates. My favorite was a pop-out in the leg of a table for a shotgun. Super awesome! I'm a custom furniture builder in the US, so of course I build hidden storage in most of my pieces. My favorite story is the time I built a double sink vanity for a primary bathroom and offered to put in a hidden drawer. The husband said, "Cool, make sure it's deep enough for a pistol and some valuables." And the wife added, "Can there be electric in it to charge, things?" and winked at me. And I said, "Sounds like you'll need 2 hidden drawers." A friend of mine was paralyzed while riding a trick. He and his family signed the NDA because they needed the money to pay for healthcare. The quick release in the front tire was faulty, and the front tire came off while he was going down a hill. He was thrown and instantly paralyzed. The lawyer found out that Trek had paid off multiple people who were paralyzed by the same quick release issue and was able to get a very large settlement. I eventually found out about the NDA pushed by Trek and haven't bought one since. I always share the story when I hear that someone is looking to buy a mountain bike. Sometimes, when you contact support agents for mobile games, we can 100% fix the issue and restore things you have lost due to game bugs. But you didn't spend enough money, so we were told not to help you. Policy changes depending on your spending tier. This isn't exclusive to customer service representatives in mobile games either, really. Though generally it would be passed off as, "Since you're such a loyal or long-term user, we can make an exception in this case," and so on. You want to keep the reliably spending user after all. There are some natural gas pipes in the US that are not documented in official records. No conspiracy, just bad record keeping from many years ago. There are also many natural gas pipes that should be replaced immediately for safety reasons. The general state of the pipeline infrastructure is deteriorating and virtually no one cares. I worry about an increase in natural gas explosions in residential areas in the coming years. Signed so many in my career, but 2 stick out. Joey Lawrence can only be referred to by Joseph or Mr. Lawrence on set and cannot be more than 50 yards from his workout equipment. Bruce Campbell has absolutely no official writers in his contracts, but he'll invent them if he doesn't like the people he's working with to be funny. This is a reminder that NDAs do not protect illegal activity. You can go along with signing an NDA to protect your safety and then go straight to the police or media and inform them of the illegal activities and be free of prosecution. Edit. I didn't expect this to blow up, so I'm going to turn off notifications. Sorry, attention scares me. I only wanted to remind people that fear of social contracts works when you allow it to. If you have an issue with an NDA, talk to an attorney or lawyer, or indeed anyone who is a law professional. Before Redbox swapped to chip and pin credit card readers around 2021, the old swipe-style readers stored your credit card information in a text file, I mean plain text, on the computer in the kiosk that anyone could have accessed. When they upgraded, there was zero plan to go into each computer and delete that file. There are 30,000 plus Redbox kiosks floating around with a file of credit card numbers and names to go with them. The hot Java web browser from Sun Microsystems, 1997, was not written entirely in Java, despite the company's claims. They used system calls to functions written in C to execute capabilities impossible in Java, most notably printing. I do worry that this revelation could shake the industry's faith in Sun Microsystems, but the truth must be told. No NDA, but something I learned that I probably shouldn't have. I was working in an aircraft hangar that would strip and respray full commercial planes. One day I noticed a fleet of Boeing employees setting up on the hangar floor, and when I asked why, they said that one of the new planes had a hard landing, and when they stripped it down, they noticed cracks running the whole way along the hull. I said presumably it gets dismantled and investigated for weaknesses. They looked at me and were like, "No, assholes here, she's headed to Africa now." Basically, it's too much money to scrap her right off, so they send it to a country where if something goes wrong, it's not as big a news story. Every industry cuts corners and hides stuff, even the ones you pray shouldn't. Zenus memory foam mattresses are made with fiberglass fibers. If you open a zipper on the mattress or take off the removable outer cover, then your home will be exposed to the fibers, and it may ruin a lot of your belongings if not conned fast enough. I don't have an NDA, but soon their class action lawsuit will be over, and after settling, then I will not be allowed to publicly tarnish their reputation. Until then, though, I can say what I want. Edit, just coming back to say holy cow, this blew up. Sorry to hear all the other people who had the same problem as me. It's probably too late to join the process I'm in since it's almost settled. There may be others if you do some searching, not offering legal advice. A school in London had to pay me £35,000 in compensation after telling me I was taking too long to recover from cancer treatment and that I should leave my position. They initially offered me £5,000. Even my solicitor said I should probably accept when we got to an offer of £15,000. But I was angry and very stubborn. Lol. The winners of the ad campaign our agency created were not actually randomly selected. We just looked directly at the database and selected the silliest names we could find. Much of what you hear on the radio, on call-in shows, prank shows, and general reality segments is fake and performed by actors. I was a contractor for a company that hired actors for this purpose. It was long enough ago that I don't really remember all of what I did, but I clearly remember playing a person getting pranked by a radio show host. And I remember a scenario where another actor and I had to pretend to have gone on a date that the show set up. The first one was a recording to air later, so we tried a bunch of different reactions and lines, and the second was live on air. It's usually structured improvisation with just a few details set. I worked at Apple on the Apple Maps team. One of our contractors accidentally deleted all of Australia once. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next one.